What's up, everybody? You guys already know I'm back, baby. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. Well, anyways, people, today I'm gonna have to pull Cali Legends Media's covers, man. I gotta speak on that. I heard a video from him this morning, and I gotta give my 2 cents on it, people. It is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna keep it real and 100%. That's what I do. You know, like I said in the past, I'm gonna tell you guys today, I'm not in it for the clout, the clicks, the views, and all that stuff, because I just ain't. You know what I mean? This right here, what I do is therapeutic for me. It's entertainment, and it's an avenue to promote my business, man. Real talk. Now, as a reminder, I must remind you, this is a fitness channel with a twist, man. And on my channel, I always go over something that has to do with fitness, nutrition, or overall health. Tomorrow, I'm gonna elaborate on the heart, the most dangerous foods for the heart. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they tend to put their health on the back burner, and that can be very disappointing at the end of that road. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Stop being selfish. Invest in yourself. Well, anyways, people, like I said, this is a fitness channel with a twist. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Once we reach that 10,000 mark, I will start doing lives. On my lives, everyone is welcome to pull up. You know, on my channel, I am non-biased. I don't care what you come as, what you identify as. All I ask is just to come with respect, because I have zero tolerance for stupidity, and I'm not going to entertain any more negative energy, because I found myself getting caught up in that web of negativity, I should say, and it was pulling me out of character, and I don't want to become that person that I was in the past. Trust and believe, individuals that try to poke at the bear, you really don't want to see this cat, you know. No, I'm not this crazy guy, but I know the way I am, and I will be the one losing at the end of this stuff that goes on here, because like I said, whenever I apply myself to anything in life, I go beast. Even when I was a dolphin, I went beast. You know what I mean? I wasn't one of those persons that chipped off the block. I was that person holding the block. But anyways, people, that's here nor there, man. Just want to remind you guys, you know, right here what I do on my channel, I provide a service for people. I look out for people, and it's free of charge, you know. I understand that there's a lot of individuals out there that can't seem to find the time to do research with conditions that they tend to suffer with. Okay, I understand a lot of times chopping it up with the doctor can be intimidating, because the doctor will speak to you in a vernacular that you're not going to be able to comprehend. There will be a language barrier there, you know, so it does put a damper on what you want to find out about your overall condition. So with me and what I do here on my channel, I've taken a very big interest into helping others. And the reason I've done this, people, is because I come from a long history in my family with people that suffer with chronic diseases. You know, so I'm here to break that cycle. You know, I actually cheated death, I would like to say. I shouldn't even say that, because I end up jinxing myself. You know what I mean? But hey, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. I did suffer with hepatitis C, and I got that disease behind them walls. You know, it wasn't through intravenous shooting up, because I've never been at the gato, never in my life. I got that disease. I contracted it through dirty ink, getting tattoos. You know, I suffered with it for many years, and I seen the difference in my body, the way it was changing. And then they came up with a drug. It was a miracle drug. It saved my life. You know, I shouldn't even say the name of the drug out there. If you guys are suffering with it, you guys can hit me up, highpowerfitness.net, and I will share that here on with you on a one-on-one basis. Because I don't know if I could get in trouble for that, people. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a doctor. I'm just someone that's sharing knowledge that I've obtained throughout my years. Because, like I said, what I do, my research, my studying, I put it out here on social media in layman's terms. I put it where the most least educated person can understand what I'm putting down. You know what I mean? They pick up what I'm putting down, because I'm dishing out a whole lot of information, and that is free of charge. I don't get compensated for this, people. Just keep that in mind. The compensation that I do get out of this is when someone actually reaches out to me and signs up with my team. Then that's when I take 100% interest in an individual to help them overcome whatever they're struggling with. A lot of my guys that sign up with me, they deal with health conditions. They're suffering with health conditions. So I help them learn to manage them better or get rid of them. Because some things are not reversible, and it's because you just ignored it too far. But I could teach you how to live more comfortable with any type of existing condition that you're suffering with. I do it on a daily, and that's the time when I get compensated. You know what I'm saying? And what I do here on social media, it's my passion, man. I really enjoy it, knowing that I could, send a message out there, and someone will take that message and run with it and apply it to their life, and then they hit me back up in my comments saying how much I've helped them. I've had people that were able to reverse their diabetes. I've had people that were able to lose X amount of pounds because they didn't really know what they were doing throughout their diets. They tried these crazy diets and they seemed to fail. And with the advice that I've given them was free of charge. And you didn't even have to make sacrifices in your daily life because it's simple. I have a blueprint to success, people. Guaranteed. I'm in the best shape of my life, man. I'm over a half a century old. I still get cats on there. Hey, grandpa. I'm not a grandpa yet, man. I would be proud to be a grandpa, but I am not a grandpa yet. If you want me to be your grandpa, I could be your grandpa, because I know very few grandpas running around this earth looking like the way I do. I'm tooting my own horn. Why? Because I have every right to. Because I put in that work. I stay consistent with my program. I keep my nutrition dialed in on a daily. This is a lifestyle to me. It once had started off as a habit, and now it's just become a lifestyle. I don't even notice it. I do it on the daily, people. You know what I mean? It's not hard, man. If you want to get started in your fitness journey, hit me up. It's highpowerfitness.net. To my boy, I was just messaging to my boy Cricket. Much love and respect to you and yours, my boy. To the fullest. I'm always a phone call away, my boy, if you need me. I'm proud of you. And like I've said in the past too, I know your Jefito would be very proud of you, my boy. Your Jefito was my older homie, and we did a lot of we did a lot of shenanigans back in the days. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it's part of life, baby. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, people, with that being said, man, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, put your notification bell and all, share this channel. 10,000 subscribers, baby. I will start doing my lives. And on my lives, my motherfucking YouTube Yarda will become activo. I know there's a lot of people that still haven't accepted the YouTube Yarda. And I've accepted it because I'm just, rolling with the flow. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's entertainment to me. But I'll entertain to a certain extent. I'm not going to get down to the nitty gritty like some of these individuals do. Okay? So, anyways. Let's get to Cali Legends Media, man. Cali Legends Media, I got to tip my hat to him. He spoke on a certain individual, and I seen exactly what he said. And sometimes individuals are late to see content that is being dropped, okay? So they take it the wrong way. I watch Cali Legends Media. I tune into a lot of certain individuals, you know what I mean? And I watch their content. I put content out there before too, and I get people that hit me up like a month later. It's like, damn, where have you been, my boy? That video dropped a long time ago. But anyways, that's here nor there. I always see these people on social media, man. They're always talking about how successful their channel is. Get whoop-de whoop-de-whoop. They have X amount of subscribers, this and that. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna pull Cali Legends Media's covers, man. I'm gonna see if it's gonna be debunked or not, because I'm gonna use his name today to see how many views I get. Not really like I really care about it, you know what I mean? If I get views, I do. If I do, if I don't, you know what I mean? Because there is certain individuals that I could put their name out there and I could get a gang of views. I just laid one individual to rest, and I'm not going to speak on him no more. I shouldn't even be saying that, because that's the type of person I am. So, Cali Legends Media, I'm using you today, my boy, to see if it's true. You know what I mean? But I guarantee this is one thing that's actual and factual. Coming from a businessman's perspective, you guys talk about analytics. When you go and look deep into certain individuals' channels and you compare it to their following and the amount of likes and views that they're getting, that will tell you in itself, it speaks volumes, how successful their channel is. And I could tell you one thing right now, Mr. Cali Legends Media, he's on top of his game. I remember when he first started, someone told me, hey, OG, you need to check out the other OG. He's from East Los. I tapped in with him, and I seen his struggle. And I seen him. He's gained his own traction. No one could claim the fame for where he brought himself to where he's at today. Like I said, you know what I mean? Mr. Lucky has reached out to me on the horn. We chopped it up in the past. He's changed his number. I don't have his new number. But, if you look at it in a businessman's perspective, there's people that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, okay? And they'll get, 5, 10,000 views, maybe 800 likes, maybe less than that. And if you compare to somebody that only has like 5,000 subscribers and they're getting, 40% of their people are reacting to their videos, who's winning there? Okay, yeah, if you look at it as far as like money wise, yeah, obviously you're gonna get paid a little bit more feria, someone with a larger following. I'm gonna give you an example, man. There's a channel that I watch that nobody probably watches. This individual has millions of followers, man. This white dude, he's a farmer. He's called Whistling Diesel. I remember, and the reason why it caught my eye is because this dude built a monster truck, man. And for those of you that know me, I've had some monster trucks in my time, and I'm not talking about these little ones that you usually see in the street, you know what I mean? I'm talking about trucks that have 20-inch lifts with 2.5-ton axles on there, Eaton axles, 456 gears, Detroit locker, true tracks, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? RV cams in them, all that, I've trust and believe, I know my vehicles when it comes to that, from low riding to hot riding to four-wheeling, baby, I've done it all, even to riding bikes, motorcycles, but anyways, that's here nor there. There's an individual, like I could tune in, that individual could drop a video and within 5 minutes, he will have a few 100,000 views like that. Okay, so I don't understand why people are always trying to compete with other people here on social media. Well, I do, because that's that crabs in the bucket mentality. Out of the very few that I do watch, Cali Legends Media is in number one place. I could tell you that right now. You know what I mean? He may not have that. I have a little bit more followers than him, but he has traction on his videos, on his channel. So I'm going to find out today by mentioning his name if it works. I'm sure it does. You know what I mean? I give the homie the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to find out. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say nothing bad about Cali Legends Media. He's doing his thing. His bevel's his bevel. Much love and respect to you, my boy. Once again, prayers go out to your grandson. As always, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's all I wanted to say. Let's see if we're going to debunk Mr. motherfucking Cali Legends Media, baby. I really don't think so, you know what I mean? Because I watch his stuff, I don't watch it when he drops it because, I'm usually going to sleep at that time. I'm an early bird, baby. You know what I mean? My lights out are by 8 o'clock. I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's on a daily, even on Sundays. Like I said, that's my rutina. I'm not gonna change it for anybody. And anyways, people, with that being said, hit the like and subscribe button if you want to get started in your fitness journey to get some results, baby. Phew. I mean, OG's got them, baby. You know what I mean? The proof is in the pudding. Hit me up. It's highpowerfitness.net or go to my Instagram. It's highpowerfitness, high_power_fitness_. I will guarantee get you some results in a 90-day program. And if you don't need to get results like that, we could prorate it. You know what I mean? You might just want to drop about 10, 15 pounds because you got an upcoming event coming up. You know what I mean? You might be renewing your vows. You might be you might be getting married. You know what I mean? I had an individual reach out to me too because they're going to get married in the joint. And I'm going to get them on point. Trust and believe. I will. Why? Because I know my shit, baby. Now get up and get yours.